Alright guys, Zachman18 here. Welcome back to the WTZM TV Channel EC Superstation. Forgot to get my stylus out. There we go. And welcome back to the Let's Play of Apollo Justice Ace Attorney on the DS. This is going to be hopefully the last part from what Phoenix Wright has told us in yesterday's segment, which took an hour and 45 minutes. It was insane. So I let my voice rest all day yesterday. And now I am ready to start the final day of trial. Welcome to court. 7 years, all leading to one verdict. A verdict which you must decide. Is the defendant Vera Misham innocent or guilty? The courtroom doors are opening. The trial awaits. Are you ready to begin? Courtroom number 3. Preparations complete. Let's go. Something inside me. Rising, surfacing. Something important. Lost long ago. It's close now. So close. Let's do it. Let's finish this. Court is now in session for the trial of Vera Misham. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Wow, we're finally back with Apollo now. Prosecution's ready to rock. Prosecutor Gavin, how is the defendant Vera Misham's condition? Acute atropine poisoning. According to a physician, she could die at any time. Thus, her absence from the courtroom today. What? They can't put her on trial without her being here. It is unusual. They should wait for her to get better and do it then. It's so bureaucratic of them. That's being a little harsh. They can't delay the trial any longer, or they risk having no one left to try. A trial without a verdict can only cause grief. The records of this case and experience tell us this. Apologies to the defendant, but the show must go on. Right. If Vera dies, the trial will be cancelled. I'm not going to let that happen. Mr. Wright told me everything that's been going on behind the curtains all these years. I'm going to get Vera her innocent verdict while there's still time. Very well. Your opening statement, Prosecutor Gavin. There we go. The prosecution's case is unchanged by recent events. Why did Vera Misham succumb to poison? Because she couldn't live with the guilt of what she'd done. But Vera was poisoned with atropine, the exact same poison that took her father's life. What better confession could you ask for? Being the killer, she would have had access to the poison. Significant, since it's rather hard to come by.
That is true.
In other words, I see no need for further discussion. We could have had our verdict yesterday.
Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no objections, I see no reason to postpone a verdict.
What we need to worry about isn't the verdict, but the trial itself. The defense holds that Vera Misham is the victim, not the killer. If that's so, then you have to prove something. She was in court giving her testimony before us. How do you propose her killer poisoned her? Oh, and incidentally, it would be nice if you told us who her mystery killer was.
The prosecution's objection is sustained. I ask the defense to prove its claims to this court. Tell us how Vera Misham was poisoned.
I've got 2 things to prove here. Who did it and how? Which to hit first? Show how. Hey, it's both ways either way. How did the killer poison Vera Misham? I will focus first on the method used.
Any comments before we begin, Prosecutor Gavin?
Not a bottle or container of the poison was found in the defendant's body.
I see. So the vector of poisoning is unknown. Is the defense prepared to prove how the poison reached Vera Misham?
Yes, Your Honor.
Very well. What method was used to poison Vera Misham?
So we're going to scroll through here. Yes, the nail polish was colorless and was the same color as the poison. Take that! That was our original plan.
What's this? What a beautiful bottle. I'd like to give whoever designed that a hand.
Is that nail polish? It's colorless. Ah, something the matter? No, nothing. Nothing at all.
So the killer put poison in this bottle and made her drink it?
As Prosecutor Gavin has told us, this is nail polish.
Nail polish?
It's like paint for nails. Know any women with red nails?
Ah, my wife has red nails. I see. So she's been painting them all this time.
Let's recall yesterday's trial. Remember when Vera was testifying to the court?
Court is now back in session.
Vera seems pretty tense. She's practically chewing her fingernails clean off. Whenever Vera became nervous, she had a habit of biting her nails.
Her nails? Ah!
Prosecutor Gavin, when the prosecution had Vera examined, did they check her nails?
Bailiff, have them check the defendant's nails at once. Mr. Justice.
Yes?
Do you know who did this? Do you know who put poison in that nail polish?
Yes. That bottle belongs to Vera Misham? Why do you ask? Know someone else who might have a bottle like this?
And we know who from all this investigating yesterday.
No, just checking.
Mr. Justice, you are about to accuse someone of poisoning that bottle of nail polish. Please dispense with the chatter. You realize the weight of that accusation. Here, let me show you. Oh boy.
The good news is we did all that investigating yesterday, so we should have no problem with this trial.
Understood, Your Honor.
No problem. I know what I'm doing this time.
Then let us ask, who poisoned Vera Misham via her nail polish?
The person who we visited in prison yesterday when we examined around. Mr. Christoph Gavin.
What's this? Christoph Gavin?
What's your game? My bro, there's no way you could do a thing like that. You should know that better than anyone else.
Indeed. He is behind bars.
I know. However, that doesn't mean it was impossible to do what he did. What? Ask yourselves when he put the poison in the bottle. It could have been yesterday. It could have been a month ago. Maybe it was a year ago. Or perhaps it was 7 years ago.
But Christoph Gavin had no motive for killing this poor girl. It's simply inconceivable.
Prosecutor Gavin doesn't seem to think so. Yeah, he's sweating. That face tells me one thing. Christoph Gavin's own younger brother doesn't find it inconceivable at all.
Well, Prosecutor Gavin, if you feel there is a clear and pressing need, then we may have to summon Christoph Gavin from jail as a special witness.
Fine. I've known for some time that an impenetrable darkness lurked at the bottom of this. A darkness that has swallowed even myself. Okay, the defense's wish is granted. Let prisoner Christoph Gavin take the stand.
Bailiff, begin proceedings to call a special witness. The witness is Christoph Gavin, currently residing in solitary cell 13 at Central Prison.
And there he is. Ah, Your Honor, how nice to see you again.
It's been quite a while, hasn't it?
To what do I owe the pleasure of your company? It's not every day I'm summoned from my solitary cell. In fact, it's never.
I think you already know, Mr. Christoph Gavin.
Ah, Mr. Justice, I hear you've been doing quite well for yourself.
Why do I feel like somehow he stole my boss?
Stiff upper lip, Apollo, you can do it.
Does this bottle look familiar?
Ariadne nail polish? Why, yes, I use it myself. As did the late defendant, I hear.
She's not dead yet.
And, was there something concerning this bottle you wish to ask me about? I admit I respect her for her taste in nail polish.
Her taste indeed. This nail polish was how Vera Misham was poisoned.
Antraquinine, was it?
You're well informed about the case, Mr. Gavin.
Even in solitary, much comes to my desk, and I have nothing to do but read. Well, Clavier? Maybe you can explain this? You're being accused again. By him again. Ah, and? You agree with his accusation, do you?
Let's hold the proper trial, shall we? Christoph Gavin, your testimony, please.
I'd be delighted.
The charges against you are quite severe, Mr. Gavin. You are suspected of the poisoning of the defendant Vera Misham. Please testify on this matter to the court.
Here we go. Owning the same nail polish does not a murderer make. That's typo. I have been in solitary confinement for half a year. How could I poison her? Her father died of the same poison, the meaning of which should be clear. The prosecution's case holds. She poisoned her father and attempted to poison herself. Surely you aren't going to suggest I was responsible for poisoning her father, too?
Well, I'm afraid the defense's claim is sounding rather unlikely.
Naturally. For one, I don't even know the Mishams. Isn't that so, Mr. Justice?
Very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination.
I'm accusing Christoph Gavin, my ex-boss, but I know he poisoned the Mishams. The question is, when could he have done it? Not to mention, why? Man, my stomach is rumbling. I'm kind of hungry. I'm gonna eat after this. Hold it! Tell me, is this nail polish expensive? Ariadne is a nail polish of the highest order. Not only is it fabulously expensive, but it is made in extremely limited quantities.
And you and Vera just happen to both use it? That can't be a coincidence.
I'm guessing it's not a coincidence.
Huh?
It's simple. Ariadone is the best nail polish one can buy, correct? Then if one wanted the best nail polish, one would buy it.
That makes sense. Why, it's a bit like my feelings toward my brand name gavel here.
My silk top hat.
Are we all done showing off our refined tastes? Please continue with your tasteful testimony.
Hold it! Hold it! Can't you still make contact with the outside world in solitary? Ah, so we had an accomplice on the outside. Is this your latest accusation? I'm allowed a certain modicum of letter writing. But the contents of those letters are closely checked. It would be extremely difficult to send a hit request. Prosecutor Gavin's on the warpath, isn't he?
Yeah, you think so too, Trucy?
I bet I know why. He must be nervous with Big Brother watching.
And maybe that's a weakness I can turn to my advantage.
Are we cool with that? May I continue? Hold it!
The defendant is not dead yet.
There are no known cases of someone surviving atroquinine poisoning.
You seem to know a lot about atroquinine.
I know a lot about a lot of things, which is why I suggest we pick up the pace, or else you'll be short one defendant for what she's worth.
The witness will refrain from speaking ill of the ill.
My apologies. Shall I continue? Hold it!
Vera had no reason to want to commit suicide. And also, who would commit suicide by doing their nails?
The answer is quite simple. Basically, allow me to explain, beginning with why did she do it? The answer is quite simple. She couldn't live with her own guilt. Next, why did she use nail polish to poison herself? This too is simple, so she could die doing something that she liked.
Something that she liked?
Once she saw that the trial wasn't going her way, she knew she would die. And it's not easy to bring poison into a courtroom. Must I explain further?
I believe that's clear enough. Crystal clear.
Wow, the two brothers together is like a two-man wrecking team.
They could use a little more teamwork, though.
Hold it! Hold it!
Both Vera and Mr. Mission were poisoned with atroquinine. That really can't be a coincidence.
The defense is repeating fallacious statements based on conjecture. The prosecution requests concrete, unambiguous proof of the witness's crime.
Objection sustained. The defense will please present concrete proof.
Does Prosecutor Gavin seem strange to you too? It's like he's all grown up.
I think that's how prosecutors are supposed to be, actually. Though he is acting different than usual. I'll bet it has a lot to do with his brother, Christophe, being in the room.
Well, let's make this testimony count, Apollo.
Right, quick and painless. My bracelet should do the trick. Okay, I'm questioning my ex-boss. His testimony seems watertight, but he's lying. I'm sure I'll be able to see something, as long as I focus.
Alright, so let's try that last statement then.
His hand moved up to his face,
right as he said that.
So maybe that's what it's got to do.
So he moved his hand up to his face. Sorry guys. So, whoa, what's on his hand? Guess that's always been there. Oh! His veins are freaking going nuts.
Gotcha!
Shaboom!
It was you who killed Drew Misham.
A bluff worthy of your new mentor, Mr. Wright.
Oh really? But you see, I saw it. Right when you said her father too. Your hand tensed unnaturally and a little devil appeared to give you the news.
And let's assume, for the sake of argument, that you saw me being tense. What does that mean? Are all tense witnesses guilty? And tell me, was Drew Mission fond of nail polish too? Sorry, but there's more than one way to poison a man.
You don't need nail polish to get to someone's mouth.
Ah. Then I must be very talented indeed. You see, Drew Mission was killed on October 6th, while I was already in my solitary confinement cell at Central Prison. If that's not an alibi, then I don't know what is.
But you found a way, all the same.
And I found it too.
This is how you poisoned Mr. Mission.
How? We already presented the nail polish. We've already figured that out. Did you ticket? No. Kamari envelope, no. No. Coffee mug, no. We've already established that. Oh, shoot. Frame, no. Portrait, no. These are all paintings. Sent from the real client. Back. Letter from mission. His autopsy report: death by atropine poisoning. Estimated time of death 9 o'clock to 9:30 p.m. This was from the client himself.
I'm sure this commemorative stamp requires no introduction. The night Mr. Misham died, he was seen writing a letter. Atropine was found on the stamp, Mr. Gavin.
So am I to understand this stamp was the murder weapon?
Yes, you are. Oh, and yes, this stamp was found in your prison cell. Oh boy. He is screwed! He's gonna get the death penalty. That is all, Your Honor. Order, order, order! Poison on the back of that stamp. After Drew Mission was killed, someone paid a visit to this witness's cell. Phoenix Wright.
Daddy?
That's when he found the stamp. You made Drew Mission write you a letter. That's how you killed him.
What? My. You've upset my poor brother to the point of uselessness. Allow me to clarify this matter, Justice. All you need to do is recall witness Spock Brussels' testimony.
Well, that's the thing. See, after he put his letter in that envelope, Mr. Mission sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp. End quote.
He was looking for a stamp. Ergo, he had no intention of using this stamp.
What are you getting at?
What I'm arriving at is that this commemorative stamp was in a frame. It was mere coincidence that he used it that night.
That would seem to be the case.
Or perhaps you mean to suggest that I can somehow manipulate coincidence.
He does have a point. How would this witness know if the victim was going to use that stamp? Without that, he couldn't have planned the murder. What?
Really, Clavier, you should be seeing through these weak-spined bluffs by now.
He's right, though. How could anyone have known Mr. Mission would use that stamp that night? Least of all, Christophe Gavin locked away in his cell. Well, it seems that the defense has run out of things to say.
You assume he had something to say in the first place. I believe the defense's bluff has been called. The defense's bluff. I'm not sure I agree with you there, Christophe.
Javier?
Honestly, I wanted to believe you, but the defense wasn't trying to get away with a bluff. You were, Christophe.
What do you say, Prosecutor Gavin?
Hair forehead, what was your accusation again?
Huh? Oh, it was that.
This poison stamp killed Drew Mission, ja? To which my brother responded thusly, there is no way to know when Mission would use the stamp.
Yes, that's right, which is why it couldn't have been planned.
Tell me, it needs to be planned. Why? Why couldn't it have been a coincidence? The defense's case is simply that Drew Mission died by that stamp, that's all.
Coincidence?
Christophe, you tried to slip out from under his accusation by changing the subject. If that's not bluffing, what is it? What are you up to, Clavier? I can ask you the same question, Christophe. I silence the defense with the fewest words possible. It's called efficiency.
For Mr. Gavin, that's an impermissible testimony.
Very well, I shall take his claim head on then. Justice?
What?
You accuse me of Drew Mission's murder, yes? Then allow me to ask you, what possible reason could I have to kill a painter? Apollo, motive, he's talking about a motive.
Indeed. It's hard to see how an attorney could come to want to kill a painter. Now here's something, why didn't he bring up the motive from the very beginning? Unless he was afraid it was a battle he might lose.
So what does it mean?
It means there might be a weak spot. Maybe I have some evidence to prove a motive. A motive for murder. This is a vital, if not the most vital element in this case. Please consider this when making your statement.
I'd say it's about this vital.
Okay. Saving.
Just in case.
That's pretty vital. Well, Mr. Justice, I'm going through with this no matter what. Understood, Your Honor. I'd like to present evidence. Then let's see what you have for us. What reason did Christophe Gavin have for wanting to murder Drew Mission?
Because... Wait, those are the paintings. What am I doing? Okay, the notebook page says, it seems fate's clock will make me wait a little longer. At least only less than 10 swift minutes remain. To all those who have supported me in my life's work, I give thanks. Farewell, Magnify Marie. This was the forged notebook page.
Christoph Gavin's motive becomes clear when we consider why the stamp came to Drew Misham's studio in the first place. And why was that? Forgery, Your Honor. Go back 7 years. Drew Misham accepts his first job creating forged evidence. I've seen that before. A page from a diary, wasn't it? Magnify Grimaria's diary.
Ah, when Attorney Phoenix Wright lost his badge, yes. This was the evidence he presented to his loss.
This evidence is a fake, yes. But didn't Mr. Wright request the forgery be made? That was never proven.
The defense attorney on that case was Phoenix Wright. Who other than him, drunk with the prospect of victory, could have done it? And why would they?
Just out of curiosity, do you remember this letter? This is the first page.
Commissioner has deposited $100,000 in the designated account. Please send a receipt once you've confirmed the transfer. Sign the papers and send in the enclosed envelope with the enclosed stamp within 3 days. I need not remind you to speak of this to no one.
And this is the second. Those were presented in court yesterday. This letter was sent to Drew Misham by the client who requested that forgery. The enclosed stamp was none other than the poison commemorative stamp. Drew Misham drew his last breath just the other day. However, the motive for his murder was already 7 years old.
7 years old?
The client who requested this forgery was very cautious. He tried to erase anything and anyone with connections to the forgery to keep them from talking, but he made a mistake.
The stamp was a picture of my favorite magician, so I kept it. Father took me when I was very young. It was a great magic show. I loved it so much.
The killer's time bomb is delayed. The poison stamp was sealed within a glass frame, where it sat for 7 whole years.
Might I say, Shabuski? Herr Forehead, do you understand what you're telling us? The one who schemed up the forged diary page was the one who poisoned the stamp. And it was Phoenix Wright who presented the forged evidence 7 years ago. Adding the two statements together, the one who schemed to kill Drew Misham was none other than Phoenix Wright.
Sorry, but that's not how this is going to go down.
Oh, then how will it go down?
I checked through the records on that case when I found this. 7 years ago, just before the trial began.
Oh boy. Here.
What's this?
I don't know, I just got it over there in the hall. They told me to give it to the old boy in the blue suit with the spiky hair.
And one more thing. I'm sorry that I've sprung this on you so suddenly. I received the files from your previous attorney only yesterday. I understand that I'm asking the impossible of you. Yes, well, you haven't really told me what happened yet. All we did was play cards, and that was enough. Phoenix Wright was put on the case the day before the trial started. He didn't have time to request a forgery.
The day before?
Now here's a question. Just who was Shady Enigmar's previous defense attorney?
No, this can't all be.
But it is all true. There was another man, a defense attorney with a badge on his collar. It was you, Christoph Gavin. Order, order, order. What is the meaning of this, witness? I mean, defendant? Or former lawyer?
Let me begin by denying this.
Objection! That's a bunch of bull. It's easy enough to look up, Mr. Gavin.
And impossible to prove if you can't. Attorneys are registered with the court the day before the trial begins. Hold on, guys. I'm messaging people here. Yeah. In other words, no record remains in the court. How exactly did you intend to prove Phoenix Wright's claim?
That would be difficult. I'm afraid this line of inquiry won't yield. Oh, sorry, guys.
Herr Forehead, are you sure you don't have evidence?
What's wrong with Prosecutor Gavin? He looks clammy.
Evidence. Evidence that shows this man, Christoph Gavin, requested that forgery 7 years ago. Clavier? Just prove it. Clear up these doubts now, or I swear I'm off this case.
You must have thought of some evidence. Apollo?
Prosecutor Gavin looks like he's in physical pain. That darkness. I have to pull that darkness out of him, and proof is the only way I can. What proves Christophe Gavin's link to Drew Mission?
Well, Mr. Justice, you claim Christophe Gavin requested a forgery of Drew Mission 7 years ago. Prove it.
It can be proven. Simply ridiculous. Why even discuss it? This evidence does not... Are you telling the truth, Apollo Justice?
I am.
Then, I say we give him the benefit of the doubt.
Very well, but if you're wrong about this, be prepared for a penalty.
And I will save. So when I get that penalty, I don't have to worry about it.
When I get a game over, that is.
Your Honor, you do the defense an injustice. Mr. Justice is clearly passionate about his claim. Should the penalty not match his passion?
Oh boy. I haven't given a penalty like that in a long time. Well, Mr. Justice?
Fine, Your Honor. All I have to prove is any kind of link. And I already know what I'm going to present, so... It's the thing we found in the jail cell when we were investigating with Phoenix Wright. Something that ties Christophe Gavin to True Mission. And I have something that clearly does the job.
Very well, Mr. Justice. Present your evidence. Show us the link between our witness and Drew Mission.
And where is it? It's what we found in that yellow envelope when we were investigating. The letter from Mission just before dying. Take that! This evidence proves there's a link. That scrap of paper. I'm afraid I can't let you submit that.
Is there some problem?
There is. How could you possibly have that? You couldn't. Hey, that's Daddy's handwriting.
Oh my. Mr. Wright's handwriting? What is the meaning of this?
Oh, I see now. Yes, of course.
What do you mean, of course?
I just remembered I had a visitor yesterday. Phoenix Wright came to my cell, except I wasn't there. Phoenix Wright? When I returned, I saw he had something of mine in his possession. Of course, I had no intention of letting him get away with reading my private mail.
Mail? You mean this letter was in your cell?
No. However, it appears Mr. Wright is yet to be cured of his bad forging habit.
Well, if it's a forgery, it's not a very good one. The handwriting's terrible.
This is Mr. Wright's reproduction of what was written in the real letter.
Reproduction?
When Mr. Wright visited Christophe Gavin's cell, he brought with him a small video camera. What? He recorded his entire conversation with you, Mr. Gavin, and the contents of your personal mail. Regardless, this mockery of a piece of evidence will never be accepted by the court. Evidence based on a video a man with no authority whatsoever claims he took. A man who happens to be an ex-attorney suspected of forgery.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Prosecutor Gavin? As embarrassing as this is for me to say, I'm afraid my brother is incapable of making rational judgments at the moment. Your Honor, your decision, please.
The defense's claim is denied.
What?
Only actual evidence is permitted in a court of law. Please remove the defense's evidence from the record.
Better luck next time, Justice.
Well, we've certainly taken a detour from our cross-examination, but the defense appears to be lacking proof. I'm forced to end the cross-examination of Christophe Gavin at this point.
Apollo, do something!
I'm thinking, but without evidence, I don't have anything I can use on him. Very well, this ends the special witness's cross-examination. Boom!
The show's over, yet the crowd screams for more. Only now do I understand why.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Frankly, I'm relieved. This has been bothering me for 7 whole years, and I'm tired of the whole youthful angst scene. Now's our chance. Let's clean out the family closet, eh, Christophe? Clavier, you're spinning out of control. Calm yourself before you say something you'll regret. Spinning out of whose control? Mine? Or yours? Take a moment to consider everything you built. Your reputation as a prosecutor. Your fame with the masses. You could lose it all, Clavier. Apollo, did you see that? He's trying to press Prosecutor Gavin.
Prosecutor Gavin, try to remember. What's really important to you?
You amuse me, Hair Forehead. I couldn't forget what's really important to me, even if I tried. In fact, I haven't. Not even once. 7 years ago. Finally. You just couldn't resist, could you? Hair Wright. Resist what? Presenting solid evidence? Might I request we put the current cross-examination on hold? The prosecution would like to call a new witness. State your name and occupation for the record. I'm familiar with the trial. I've watched the video several times. Didn't you find anything unnatural about it? Unnatural? Well, you did seem unusually well prepared. I mean, Mr. Wright had only just presented his evidence, and the next moment, you call and drew mission. It was almost as if...
Almost as if... what?
Funny, it didn't even occur to me to wonder. But now that I do, I see there's only one possible explanation. Almost as if, from the very beginning, you knew Mr. Wright was going to present that evidence.
Oh!
Correct.
I knew that if I applied the usual pressure, Phoenix Wright would eventually come up with that forged diary page.
Don't do this, Clavier.
I knew because you told me.
Christophe? What?
Holy crap!
It was the night before the trial.
Clavier?
Christophe, on seeing you at the prosecutor's office the day before the trial. I won't be appearing in the trial, actually. Huh? Why not? I won't be facing off with you on your first trial, apparently. But in exchange, I brought information. Information? The attorney who'll be there in my place tomorrow is not to be trusted. Don't even give him the benefit of your respect. Listen. I want you to call in a special witness. Then... I wondered about it at the time. Sorry, I'm signing into something. How did Christophe know so much?
Prosecutor Gavin?
Christophe, we were supposed to face each other on that trial. A fair fight brother to brother. I deserve that much. You let me borrow the victim's belongings. You showed me all your research on the case. The victim's belongings?
Which would have included Magnify's diary, wouldn't it?
Mr. Gavin?
My Clavier. You disappoint me. You find trees, yet miss the forest.
You're the one missing the forest, Mr. Gavin.
You can't sweep this under the rug. Not anymore. Tell me what was going on behind that trial.
Why not? I've achieved what I came here to do. I see no harm in a little reminiscing. Apollo!
I think we're finally going to shine a light on the black belly of this thing, Trucy. We've done everything we could. I hope it's enough.
7 years ago, the day before the trial, I visited the detention center at the request of my client, Zach Romaye. 2 cards. 1 card. Showdown time. Enough. You lose, Gavin. Thanks for the work. Now go. To be honest, I don't know what his reasons were to this day. As far as I could tell, he dismissed me as his representation because I lost in a game of poker. I can come to no other conclusion. Daddy used to say something. If you want to know a man, you have to compete.
Zach wasn't watching his points or the cards. He was watching the man behind the card. The man behind the cards. Christophe Gavin.
I couldn't believe it. Phoenix Wright, a second-rate attorney who relies on luck and bluffs. He dismissed me and went for that pitiful excuse for a man. He deserved to die for that error alone.
Hold it. So the one who requested that forgery was...
Oh, I'm not admitting to anything. My point is, these 2 men shamed me and I could not forgive that. Phoenix Wright and Zach Romaye both deserved what they got.
So you asked Mr. Bishop to forge that evidence, so you could win. But then, when you were dismissed as Zach Romaye's attorney, you used your forged evidence as a trap.
You fed me information about the forgery you made. Then you gave your dirty evidence to him. You're free to imagine what you will. My point is that all I had imagined came to pass. Everything went perfectly.
Huh.
Ha 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 ha. If I wasn't laughing, I'd weep.
Prosecutor Gavin?
Perfectly. You're mad, Christoph? Stop fooling yourself. What are you talking about, Clavier? Tell me, how did that trial end?
Cancelled when the defendant vanished.
Ah, I get it. So, Christoph, you've been living in fear for 7 years. What?
You were afraid your forgery would be revealed and your reputation trashed. You couldn't leave things to chance, so you watched everyone involved with the case for 7 years.
No, he always felt like he was being watched. That's what he said, every day for 7 years. But I felt it too. Journalists show he was being watched. End quote. Don't you wonder why Zach Romario got rubbed out after 7 years? Right after coming into contact with me?
Wait just a minute. Zach Romario was seen by this reporter? How is that possible? Was he alive after being gone 7 years?
Finally, I knew this moment was coming. I just didn't think we'd get here so fast. Zach Romario, gone missing for 7 years, Trucy's father.
What's wrong, Apollo? Go get him.
Right, leave it to me. Allow me to refresh the court's memory. 6 months ago, Christoph Gavin was charged with murdering a mysterious traveler.
I remember him quite well. Shady Smith, was it?
Hi, my friend Sarah.
Poisoned in a Chinese restaurant. Tragic.
The details don't really matter right now. What matters is that traveler was Zach Romario.
What is it? What is it, Apollo?
Huh?
Keep going. We'll talk about it later.
Did she already know?
Someone please explain this. Mr. Justice, can you explain this?
It all started 7 years ago. The great magician Magnified Grimario's death started it. Magnified Grimario's death and his student, Zach Grimario, the suspect. Whoever defended Zach in court successfully would be famous beyond belief. Thinking that, Christoph Gavin did the unthinkable. He forged evidence.
Trisham?
Actually, it was his daughter, Farah, who really did the work. You took precautions when you had that forgery made, didn't you, Mr. Gavin?
Precautions?
To keep people from talking, of course.
These two know too much. Leave them alive and there'll be nothing but trouble. That's when you plan your poisoning of the forgers.
Antraquinine, applied to a commemorative stamp.
Then luck was on Mr. Mission's side. The bomb didn't go off.
His daughter? She saved him by taking the stamp, I see.
But that wasn't the only bomb he set up.
The Ariadone nail polish, of course.
You noticed something when you requested that forgery. When Vera Mission is nervous, she has a bad habit. A tendency to bite her nails.
Ah,
the nail polish was her good luck charm.
She was almost kidnapped once. Since then, she's been, well, you can see for yourself. She refuses to leave the house.
That person gave me a good luck charm for when I absolutely had to go outside. It protects me.
Yes, apparently she received something. A gift. She won't tell me what it was. It was from that client, the one who wanted that node made.
It was his insurance.
Insurance?
As long as she lived quietly at home, there was no danger to her. But what if she had to go outside?
If she ran into any trouble, she'd become nervous. And the nail polish would do the rest.
This time bomb sat there for 7 years, and then they went off almost simultaneously.
If you're finished, may I return to my cell now? I'm not accustomed to standing for such long periods of time.
Mr. Gavin, have you heard a single thing we said?
Oh, I listened quite closely to your little tale. Quite an entertaining piece of fiction.
What?
Clavier, surely you understand. Well, back to the evidence. The lacking evidence. Nothing proves the link between him and the Asher-Quinine that took True Mission's life.
What about the restaurant? You killed Zach Romario to keep him from talking.
I killed no man of that name. Read over the report again if you like. The victim was a traveler, by the name of Shady Smith, about whom we know little else. You can't seriously think I knew he was that particular fugitive.
Okay, then why did you kill him?
I plead my right to remain silent. I remember, this court did not convene to put me on trial. The defendant's name is Vera Mission, suspected in the murder of her father. My trial's been finished for 6 months now.
I'm afraid we have strayed considerably from our purpose here. This court concurs with the witness. It is defendant Vera Mission who is on trial here.
No, but you were doing so good, Apollo.
As long as there is no evidence to support the accusation against him, this course of inquiry cannot find Vera Mission innocent. Your Honor, Phoenix Wright spent 7 years collecting this evidence.
You still don't get it, do you? Let us assume there was some poison in the nail polish. Who then was responsible for causing Vera Mission to bite her nails?
What?
It wasn't me, I know that much. The one who brought that poison to her lips was you.
What?
Evidence is everything. There is nothing more.
I believe this discussion has reached its conclusion. Your Honor, Mr. Justice, you have performed admirably well for a novice attorney. I respect your partner, Phoenix Wright's determination as well.
However, without direct proof, you have nothing. Isn't that right, Clavier? Unfortunately, yes, Christophe, you're right. That is, you would have been right until now. What? Did the news not reach your desk in solitary? The eyes of the nation are on this courtroom today. This is the trial case for a new judicial system. Oh, that's right, I forgot about that. That's right. I'd totally forgotten. I'm right there with you. The juris system. Juris, you say?
The current judicial system has been deemed too closed off from society. This new system attempts to inject the wisdom of common citizens into the law.
Common citizens? Wisdom? Is this some kind of a joke? What could we possibly gain by doing this? Entrusting our judicial system to a mindless, emotional mob of irrational mouth breathers.
Common citizens have something called common sense. Common sense is not restricted by the law.
Nonsense. There's only room for two in this court. Me and the law. Keep the riffraff out. Out, I say.
They're not in the court, actually. They're watching everything by video camera.
How can you allow this?
Incidentally, the one responsible for making this happen was Phoenix Wright.
Phoenix Wright? So, everything was leading to this. Of course. Right.
Oh my god! Holy crap! He's a mess. He's a psycho.
I won't accept. I can't accept. This is no court. Law. This law is everything. Law is absolute. You let ignorant swine soil your courts. Christophe, it's over. Clavier. The law is absolute. You can't be serious. What? Odd. I thought you spent your life looking for loopholes. The law isn't absolute. It's filled with contradictions.
The law is the end product of many years of history. The fruit of human knowledge. Like a gem polished to have gleamed through trials and errors. It is this fruit we receive and pass on and face in our time. And it is always changing, growing. Nurturing it is our task as human beings.
Except for you, Christophe. You aren't changing. You've stopped. You're not needed anymore.
I couldn't think of anything to say. Maybe because I still haven't seen enough. But someday I'll know what law is. And I'll fight to change it if I have to. Is that it? I see no need to further prolong this trial. This began as the trial of Vera Mission, accused of murdering her father. The painter drew Mission, however. Several other incidents were reviewed, and we seem to have reached a conclusion. Before this court declares a verdict, I await your decision. Jurist of the court, for the death of Drew Mission, how do you find the defendant, Vera Mission? Innocent or guilty? I turn to you now to consider this matter. This ends the trial for this case. Only the verdict remains to be decided. Defendant Vera Mission is currently in intensive care. If a decision cannot be reached today, it may never be reached. The factors involved are simple. Did the defendant poison her father that night? If so, she is guilty. Or was there another reason for Mr. Mission's death?
Did another person poison him? If so, she is innocent. A panel has been provided for each of you to input your decisions. That is all. Please wait. Yes, jurist number 6? There's something in the jurist handbook here. Persons involved with the case may not be jurists. That is correct. I've looked into all your dossiers. None of you were involved with the development of the case. With the development of the case, I see. Does that answer your concern? It's time for your verdicts. Make your decision in the case against Vera Mission. After 7 years, the truth is ready to be heard. Judge wisely. Judge well. Select? Oh. Judge the defendant wisely? What? Oh, we get to choose. Confirm. Oh! She had the bracelet on. Who was that? And so a verdict was reached on October 9th, 2:14 p.m. The first verdict under the jurist system. Innocent by unanimous decision. The record will show that when the verdict was announced, special witness Christophe Gavin laughed. A laugh louder than any ever heard before or since. A laugh that echoed in the halls of justice, lingering for what seemed like hours. October 10th, 8:30 a.m., the morning after the trial. In an intensive care ward, a true miracle occurred. Vera Mission opened her eyes. I think we did it. Yeah, baby. Vera, I'm so glad
Don't cry, Apollo. I'm happy too, and proud. You did well, Apollo. When I thought about what if Vera...
Hey now, don't you start crying too. Oh, I'm sorry you had to see us like this. Vera?
Thank you so much, Apollo, thank you.
No, I'm sorry. I shouldn't have pressed you like that. If I hadn't, you never wouldn't have bitten your nails.
No, I was wrong. Staying locked inside like that, clinging to my good luck charm.
Vera?
When I opened my eyes and saw you, I finally understood. It's important to be a part of the world, to see things with your own eyes.
It looks like that poison had some effect after all. It killed off whatever was holding Vera back from life.
I knew you'd pull through, Vera. I mean, that's what Apollo was fighting for the whole time. Your future. I won't forget it. Here, let me thank you.
No, really, it's okay.
Ooh, look, it's me. I love it. Thanks.
Is that me?
She really captured your essence, Apollo. Well, I think so at least. That reminds me. Do you know where the other lawyer is?
The other lawyer?
Oh, you mean Daddy. Except he's not a lawyer anymore. It's my fault, isn't it? I'm sorry. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. No, it's okay. I'm through looking away from the things I've done. I hope I can look him in the eyes again someday and apologize.
I'm sure you'd be happy to hear that.
He bought all those things for me when he came to visit earlier.
You mean that stack of videos? Mr. Wright finished watching them all?
You know, I knew my real daddy was alive.
Huh?
I was there 7 years ago, remember? I was the one who helped him vanish from the courtroom.
You did what? How?
I'm not telling. He promised me that day that we went away.
We might not meet again for some time, Trucy. But know this, I will be watching. And one day I shall return. You're the next Gramaye after all. Oh, Trucy. In the end, he couldn't keep that promise, could he?
It's okay, Phoenix is my daddy now, even if he can't really play the piano.
That he can't.
Oh, and I've got you too, even if your voice is kind of loud sometimes.
Glad I made your list.
Hey, come to think of it, where is Daddy, the one who can't play? Do you know Apollo?
I think he said he had to meet someone.
I wonder. Maybe it's a new mommy. Teehee. Oh, Trucy? Yes, Vera? I was wondering, could you show him to me once more? Sir Hat, was it? Oh, he's not been knighted. Yet. Here goes. Do us an impersonation, Mr. Hat.
Kabam! Objection! Not loud enough, and I like Miss Magic Underwear better anyway.
That's magic panties, Apollo.
Oh, that's funny. So your memories returned. Mr. Wright, was this all a part of your plan too? I don't know what you're talking about. When I lost my memory, I was reborn as Lemoire. Oh!
Oh, you knew my true identity, did you not? That is why you chose me as one of your jurists.
Alright, you're thinking into it too much. Besides, there was no guarantee that regaining your memory would make you happy.
Of course it is a happy thing. For so long I thought I was alone, but now I know I have children. 2 dear children. I'm so proud of them. This, too, I think, is thanks to you.
Are you going to tell them?
They do not know?
Nope. They don't know their mother. They don't even know their siblings.
I will go to them when the time is right. Until then,
Don't worry, I'll take care of them for you. They're very important to me too. A little annoying at times, but still. I have to keep an eye on her at least, because I'm the only one who knows how she really feels. Is Lemoire her mother? How she really feels on the inside. What? Your bracelet. Yes? I've seen a lot of mysterious things these past 7 years. But your bracelets were the strangest of all. My goodness gracious. I remember meeting him half a year ago now in Christophe Gavin's office. And then I met you. 2 fates destined to intertwine. And I was there when they crossed. I'll never forget that.
such a small thing, that bullet, yet it tore who I was away.
Wow, that's insane. And that's probably how she went blind.
10 years ago, during a simple rehearsal. It was a miracle no one died, but I didn't survive that accident. That is why I left the troupe, my family. Now my memory is returned. I am myself once more. For the first time, I am glad to be alive, Mr. Wright.
Speaking of miracles, Vera Mission regained consciousness this morning. I can only hope she's as glad as you are.
It is a strange thing, fate. Sometimes a life is taken, sometimes a life is spared.
You know what I've been thinking? People don't die that easily, really. As long as they've got something worth living for. And that's pretty much the end of my story, for now anyway. I've still got a long way to go, and this power of mine, well, it needs some work. But there's hope now. We'd lost it, but somehow we found it again. That's why people are smiling again. Hope. Yeah, I think I'll keep it at this lawyer thing for a while. Oops, training time. Gotta go. Cords of steel, here comes justice. Here we go. Objection! And that is it for Apollo Justice Ace Attorney! Alright! Oh, here we go.
I'm glad you're staying with the agency, Apollo. It's like I found my long-lost big little brother. Oh, and don't you worry about Troop Gamarier. Trucy's on the case. Now that I have this, thanks to Daddy.
Choosing Gamarier, frankly, I got my doubts about how Gamarier, now that'll pack him in. Oh, that's awesome. Whoa. Have an animated type thing there. That was really good. I like that. That was a lot of fun.
It's not every day you get a trial that rocks harder than one of our gigs, Jean. That's why it's over. The Gaviniers are breaking up. The news caused a run on tissues at supermarkets nationwide. You're the real stars now. I look forward to our next jam session.
But yeah, that was a really great game. All the new features and stuff, it was so unique, like, you know, compared to all the other Ace Attorney games that I played so far. I mean, I just can't wait to play Miles Edgeworth now. I'm really excited to play it. Well, it's finally over. You know, thinking about it, I've been a piano player longer than I was a lawyer. Now that everything's sorted and I've got time on my hands, maybe I'll take some lessons. Or maybe I'll take the bar exam again. But yeah, it was different than all the other ones, and especially with the new character and all, it was just kind of a different take on Ace Attorney. And the music was great, and all the cases were great as well, so overall, I think it was a very, very great game. Emma.
So I was standing around eating snack foods the other day when I got this crazy idea. What if they were golden? You could augment the crunch, or better yet, make them ding. Ah, the power of science. Although the preservatives might not be 100% safe.
That's funny. Background graphics, yeah, those are good too. Oh, jeez.
If unlikely event you are wanting a Russian feast, come to Borscht Bowl Club. Anything cooler than restaurant Borscht.
Oh my gosh.
Then come to the hideout. You know who to ask for.
Olga. Olga. Yeah, I think it was very, very fun to play. I mean, and the Mason system was really great too, and yeah, it was a lot of fun. I had a great time playing it. Yeah.
So, Kentucky pastry's just getting back to its Eastern roots. Spread the culture and all. Yo, boss, culture time.
This is all right, root, capiche?
But we're still about giving back to the people. Yo, boss, PR time.
And this is how we write, people, alright?
Not that Walkie's paying any attention. Ooh, kids.
I like this whole credit sequence. It's really cool. Music. Gotta give a big clap for that one. By the way, Chinese characters on cake was a fly idea like 3,000 years ago. Believe that. Man, you want to make it today? You gotta keep it real. You know what I'm saying? Yo, that's why I made the OG cracker for real. I know it don't look like no cracker. Gee, what? You want me to call it the OG muffin? Jeez. Walkie-talkie. Walkie-talkie. I don't know. Sound effects were good too.
I don't know where all the talk about food is coming from. You asked me there is only one food, and that's noodles. Noodles forever. I got a new one. So, say this time, I just put a big chunk of salt in the bowl. Think out of this voice. Why pretend? All those noodles is about the salt. Salt forever.
Him with his harmonica. Animation, yes! I love the animation. It was the first Ace Attorney game with full-on animation CGI cutscenes, like with the Guitar Serenade.
My exceptionally inquisitive nature, blah blah blah. You see, they used to call me Wesley Stinkler. Stinkler and Wesley Stinkhands. But no longer. I have a new name, one that reflects my true academic nature. Wesley Sticko reporting. Yes, curiosity is a sickness, and I am the cure.
He's so weird. Translation's good too. Especially for Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. That's going to be amazing. I'm so glad they're bringing that to America next year. That'll be definitely a future Let's Play. For sure. I don't know how to... Oh my god! She's full on revealed herself.
I don't know how to thank you for all you've done. Light has returned to my life and with it joy. I may have lost years, but I have gained a treasure. 2 treasures, in fact. I will think of them when I write my next song.
So yeah, she was Trucy's mother. It's all kind of revealed at the end, which was good. I like that. Yeah, the music was different from all the other Phoenix Wright games. Brushel here, back on the beat with another interview. Eh? How do I feel about how I think turned out? No scoop yet, but journalists' confidence in mint condition. End quote. Poor guy. Executive producer?
I decided to keep painting, originals only, of course. I suppose I'll have to see a bit of the world outside to find out what to paint. But I know there are good people out there now. I've met them. The door is open. The world is waiting. Thank you.
Yeah, baby. Apollo, Trucy, and Mr. Hat. Oh, Misham. It says Misham on it. That's the painting she made. And there we go, everybody. That was our 58th Let's Play on my Zachman18 channel for Apollo Justice Ace Attorney on the DS. It was a very, very great game. I enjoyed playing it. I hope you guys enjoyed it too. I know a lot of, quite a few of you did, because you guys gave me great feedback throughout the Let's Play. So the next Let's Play will be Miles Edgeworth Ace Attorney Investigations on the DS. That's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait to play it. I've seen a trailer for it, and I played the Japanese demo of it online, and it looks like a totally different Ace Attorney game, because we're going on the eyes of Miles Edgeworth now, so, and it'll all add up to Phoenix Wright Dual Destinies. I'm going to finish Miles Edgeworth first, and then we'll do Dual Destinies, so it might run into the beginning of October, because I'm not sure how long this game is going to take, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break here between, so Miles Edgeworth will start, I'm thinking maybe on the 19th of August, so in a week. I'm saying like right after my birthday probably. I think that's when I want to do that, so. But if not, it'll be sometime during the week between the 18th and the 24th. Not the 18th, but 19th or 24th, because I want to get started right away, and I'm really excited to play it, so. Thanks, everybody, for watching my 58th Let's Play on my Zachman18 channel for Apollo Justice Ace Attorney on the Nintendo DS. I'm Zachman18, and as always, I will see you guys in my next video, coming soon. Objection!